Today, we're going to talk about something that's running behind the scenes in pretty much every office you've ever worked in, Active Directory. And the best way to think about it is as the digital brain of the entire organization. To really get why, let's start with a question about your own workday.
So just think about it for a second. Every day, you log into your computer, right? You open up a shared file, you send something to the printer. But have you ever actually stopped to wonder, what's making all that possible? Who or what is giving you the green light to do all that, while maybe your coworker from a different department can't?
Well, the answer is Active Directory. It's this centralized service from Microsoft that's basically the command and control center for the whole network. It really is the digital brain that knows who you are, manages what you're allowed to see and do, and just keeps the entire IT world organized and secure.
So to really get a handle on how this works, we've got to look inside this digital brain. We're going to peek under the hood and check out its basic anatomy. Okay, so the most fundamental piece of Active Directory is what's called the domain. The easiest way to picture a domain is as the brain's main territory, kind of like its neighborhood. It's just a logical group of all the people, all the computers, and all the devices that have to play by the same set of rules and share the same central database. Now, if the domain is the territory, then the domain controller, or DC, is the brain's active nerve center. This thing is a powerhouse server, and it is always working. It's the part that checks your password when you log in. It's what confirms you have permission to open that spreadsheet, and it holds a full copy of the directory's entire memory. You know, a big company can't just have everyone and everything dumped into one giant pile. That would be chaos. So the brain organizes things into departments. And in the AD world, these are called organizational units, or OUs. It's actually a pretty brilliant way to group users and computers to match the company's real-life structure. It makes it way easier to manage permissions for, say, the entire finance team all at once. So what's actually inside all these OUs and domains? Well, they're filled with things called objects. And an object is, well, it's anything the directory needs to keep track of. You, as a user, you're an object. Your computer is an object. Even that printer down the hall is an object. And each one has its own specific details, like your username or your computer's operating system, all stored like individual little memories inside the brain. All right, so now we know the structure, let's get into what this brain actually does. Its two main jobs are, 1, acting as a gatekeeper to check your ID, and 2, acting as a rulebook to enforce all the company policies. So every single morning,